So explain this tech summit, because I think people hear about all these tech CEOs going and they think, well, this is going to be a question of what the White House does for tech. But a lot of this sounds like what tech can do for the White House and much more broadly the administration.
Yeah, this is focused very much on the federal government technology. So it has three purposes. First and foremost, it's about how we improve digitally enabled citizen services for the tens of millions of people who rely on those services every day. Secondly, we think there's a huge economic opportunity, up to $1 trillion over 10 years. And third, cybersecurity, really making the federal government services cyber secure. So it's very internally focused, but with a big agenda.
So we'll take those up in turn. Everybody's for better services from the government. I mean, whether it's state, local, federal, that sounds pretty darn good. How doable is that? What experience have you seen that would tell you, yes, that's worked there, we can do that?
We'll start with the problem and then the opportunity. So if you look at the private sector and the quality of the services you get there and the experience you have, and then look at the government sector, clearly there is a significant difference. So there's no reason why the government can't have the same quality of services you get in the private sector. So how do we do that? Firstly, by focusing on the things that the government really should do and really execute them really well. And we want to talk obviously to the private sector about how they use techniques to do that. Secondly, by lowering the number of things that we do and opening up data and APIs to the private sector and let them innovate on top of the government. So introduce the private sector to the government and let them introduce the sort of innovations that we see on a day-to-day basis in the private sector here in the government.